Hello, folks.
What's up, guys?
We're here with Community Corner Live. Community Corner is our weekly series where we discuss all things community. We want to do a live session today. I'm like fresh off the plane
Fresh
from
off the
E3.
plane. My dude came off the plane, then just walked into
Just
the
walked
building.
in.
We dropped the plane, plane dropped off at Epic. He was like, "Hey, can you drop me off at Epic real quick, man? I got some work done." And then
Yeah.
that's how we do it.
And I surprised everybody too, because they were all like,
Yeah.
that's going to take off. I told you guys. Then I told this story on stream. Like, I got married.
Yes.
So I had, half a day of work.
Yes.
Then at noon I left, got married, and then the next day I was back at work.
Yeah, look at that, guys. Efficiency. Take notes.
So I'm all about the community. I'm all about my hustle, guys. Like, I'm here for you.
Trying to get back
I'm
in here
for you.
for you guys.
So Community Corner, we go through popular topics within the community. Cameron is out today, and I'm just fresh off the plane from E3, so I thought, it's time to do another live session. So we're going to do live questions. Before we get started with that, I do want to mention that the hats, we gave some out at E3, which is where I was at, and E3 was pretty interesting this year. We had we're showing off Fortnite.
Yeah,
Fortnite
for sure.
Upcoming live action building game. You guys will be able to play it on July 21st if you get early access. July 25th is when it launches. And I was out there with that crew.
Yeah.
I originally started on the Fortnite team.
That's true.
Community.
I've seen some spicy videos that confirm this.
Yes. Before switching over to the Paragon team. And so I went out with that group, would talk to some people that I knew that were going to come by and play the game. Also did a Paragon meetup there. And so for those of you guys familiar with some members of the Paragon community, we had the Sneaky Paragon brothers out. Those guys do fantastic art. Some of their comic strips are some of the funniest I've seen in the community. We met with Another Notch and Shane Lynch. Those guys do basically run the PCL, Paragon Competitive League. Those guys are out there, awesome folks in the community. Nabori,
Nice.
Gamer Fitness Group, also popular YouTuber and streamer for Paragon. He was there. And Ethos was out there.
That's the boy.
Nomad. Let me think. Who else am I missing here? DJ Knight.
The whole crew, man.
DJ Knight was out there.
Nice.
And we had a dinner. He's in that. I don't know if DJ Knight. He came a little bit later. He's not in the picture. Fizzer. Those of you guys that know Fizz, he was out there. And am I missing anybody? Jay Shreds from Reddit. Real Trendy from Reddit. They were also out there. Yeah.
What? Oh
yeah,
my! This
yeah,
is
yeah. It was pretty awesome. So it was good to meet those guys. A couple people got some of these hats that I showed off. And if you could find me at E3, I gave out a couple. Some folks also got Fortnite hats.
Well, I just found you now, so can I?
No, this is for people. I want folks to know that we still have some more of these stashed away. So here's what I'm going to do for the Paragon Plays.
Yes.
Instead of T-shirts, we're going to give out hats for the next Paragon Plays.
Nice. Can I enter?
No.
Okay. All right. Well,
you cannot enter.
I'm gonna live vicariously through you guys. You guys got to win this hat for me.
So here. We also have mice pads.
Oh.
Here you go, Mooney.
Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys.
There you go.
This is great.
So Paragon Plays, we typically do T-shirts. The next hero that's coming out, we teased 2 abilities now. We did my magic trick.
Yeah, your magic trick.
Was that last week? I think magic trick was last week.
Magic trick would have been last week, I think.
And then the week before that,
we just took a step forward, then took a step back, and then took some steps forward, took some back. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So if you want a chance to get a hat, participate in the upcoming Heroes Paragon Plays, and we'll give out some of the snapbacks. So with that being said, there was also some discussion around the community corner. I know some folks wanted me to do skin creation.
Yeah,
I wanted to
that's
talk
true.
about
Yeah,
that.
we
That was a
talked about
popular
that.
topic on Reddit. I hopped in, chatted with some folks. So we're going to try to get either Kevin Lanning or Jordan on to talk about skin development. We did a little bit when Harrison was on.
Yeah, we talked about the process
some
of the process texture stuff.
Yeah, so he talked a little bit about materials and just some of the skin variations that were, well, new skins that were being developed. And the one we didn't show off that we wanted to talk about was the Fury skin.
Wukong Fury, yeah. Which is the one that Harrison had done that work on.
Yeah, Harrison had done basically the electricity on Wukong, which looks, it's fantastic. So we'll try to get either Kevin or Jordan on to talk and about skin creation. If you guys have questions about that, make sure you either, if you're on YouTube, you leave a comment. If you're on Twitch, go over on Reddit, make a Reddit thread and say, hey, for the skin, when you guys talk about skin creation, I have these questions.
I'm curious about this. Yeah.
And that would be awesome, so we can ask those questions for Kevin or Jordan, whoever we have on. So let's look at the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
We just did this on the fly. So
yeah, this is more of like we'll come hang out with you guys. Like, I don't know if you remember the snow stream when we released Aurora, but that was like similar to that. Like, it was more laid back. Like, let us know if you guys have any questions.
If you're over on YouTube and you want to ask a question, head over to Twitch. And you can answer some questions in the chat. We have 200 people watching over here on YouTube, and I can't tell how many are over on Twitch, but we'll hang out and we will answer whatever questions we can. Monolith visual update. That is from Taco Dude 00. Soon,
and it is soon, and it is beautiful.
Yes,
it is insane.
So I would say we're about 2 weeks away.
Yeah,
2.5 weeks away from really starting to talk about this next big update.
Yeah.
And you guys will see us talking about the visual update to Monolith. We're going to talk card system rework. We're going to talk hero mastery update, and basically what the game is going to be. So it is going to be a big update when this hits. I'll even give a time frame without providing an exact date. We're looking at August for the next big update that it will include some of those things. So that's even more information than I think that maybe you guys were expecting today. But
I can see the numbers flying around in everybody's head right now. August.
What day? Yeah. So hopefully that is some pretty good information there for you guys. And I don't want to put an exact date because the dev team would probably kill me if I did that right now. But that's the time frame that we're looking at right now for this next huge update. Will in-game be added to the game? D-Boogie Mac. In-game voice? Chat?
I assume in-game chat. I assume there was just maybe
trading?
Missing. Yeah. So
skins?
Yeah. So maybe yes, depending on what in-game thing it is.
What in-game thing is it, D-Boogie?
Yeah.
Will in-game be added to the game? Not 100% sure.
I feel like I could assume voice chat, but that's one of those things we talked about that we want to make sure we investigate all potential ways
chat.
All potential ways to be able to discuss things with teammates and like looking into the platform PC solution and really just investigating all avenues before we push ahead on that.
Right.
So we're definitely it's on our radar.
The biggest update since Monolith. Bigger.
You thought that was big.
You thought Monolith was big. This
Hold up.
next up. This is huge. Ginormous.
That's good.
Gigantic. Incredibly big. Voice lines for heroes. It's something that we're working on, Wizard. That is, I think one of the finishing touches that we want to have for the game. It's a big challenge, I think, that a lot of folks don't realize. We always talk about this because
and there's a lot of work that goes into it. Yep.
Each new hero.
Localize. You got to make sure, and you got to make sure it sounds good too and feels right?
Yeah.
Like it's like the icing on the cake. You don't want some like 99-cent frosting. You want that rich buttercream frosting on that cake.
But I don't like buttercream.
How do you not like buttercream?
I like whipped.
Okay, whipped is fine. That's fine. Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Buttercream is like too.
But like on a good cake that's like dense with some buttercream, that's like, give me that and then give me a nice couch to lay on afterwards, and we're set. That is a Saturday.
What you know? What I need to ask Brian. We need to do something about the voice. Like we need to have a community corner where we talk a little bit about voice lines.
Yeah.
And ask him some more questions as well. So
Yeah.
it'd be like a combination of lore and like maybe he gives us a couple voice lines for some heroes. That
Yeah,
are,
no, like
updated.
some potential like what they might say and stuff.
That sounds like
That'd
a
be
good
cool,
idea.
yeah.
I like that. So
we got some additional like Wukong lore, some extra stuff that Skylar ended up posting. So now we're getting into that realm where we're getting a little more lore heavy.
See? Any thoughts on longer matchmaking and draft dodges during hero weeks? I'm gonna let you tackle this, Mr.
So
Mr. Toxicity.
yeah. So draft dodging, obviously, we'll see like a large uptick in like people kind of trying to get that hero they want to play. One of the things is a lot of times around this hero releases we'll see a spike, but then you'll generally see it as people more fall into the role like I like this hero, I prefer this hero.
Yeah.
Allowing people the space to be able to be like, oh, like I didn't get what I was able to play, but like I want to take some time to be able to experience that hero a little bit more. I think in the future we'll be able to look a lot more into the matchmaking and draft lobby. Once that MMS comes in, we'll have a lot of tools to be able to address those draft lobby pain points. And once we have a legitimate, like we have the ranked mode and we have the other modes that will cater to serve people the way they want to play, it'll be a lot more targeted and like all right, so in this mode, like you should be trying to learn other roles. So draft dodging's a little bit like something we want to encourage a little bit less. But in like ranked, obviously we want to try and make sure you have a more competitive experience. So that maybe we're a little bit more honed in on draft dodging in that case. So that's kind of the direction we're looking at for the future right now.
Okay. All right. There you go. Rimsky bringing back Legacy. No.
Confirm. I don't know where you confirmed that.
I'm not sure where that was confirmed. Legacy's not coming back.
No.
Sorry, buddy. It is not. Thoughtless Mule dance emote for all heroes, like a generic dance. I'm gonna tell folks that there's a dance coming for Twin Blast. You know what I'm talking about.
We've seen some good emotes. I'll put it that way.
Raptors. It was Raptors inspired. Do you remember what Raptors did when he came on stream?
Oh yes, yeah.
So if you saw the stream where Raptors in the community came on, he did a move. That's also going to be.
He did a thing.
Twin Blast.
There was a thing. A thing happened. Twin Blast might be doing that same thing.
Twin Blast. Will Chimera ever stop being annoying? That is from Brutal Kai. I'm assuming he's talking about the ambush.
Yeah.
I think Cameron actually talked about that's what
Chimera does. Like and it's something where you think about where a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not a big fan of Shinbi, but like if you think about it, like there's that first week where like Shinbi running that Ash, like running like some of those like cards that like applying the slows on abilities like Ash the Witch just keeping on you, like those are what those heroes like do. Like they will chase you down, isolate you in a fight. But if you're like a Chimera's trying to chase you and he chases you into your team, that's tables have turned. That's maybe lead him into an uncomfortable scenario. No butter. Yeah. Where is that emote from, Junkie?
Mine. That's
that's great, dude. That's great.
My personal
channel. That's great, dude. Let's go.
Devin Death Rep Store update. We haven't done a Rep Store update in a while. The last time we talked about it was that like Hero Mastery update.
Yeah, and we're still trying to figure out some ways to like.
I think Danny Block talked a little bit about it. So our UI team right now with the cards. The Mastery update and even some of the stuff with Monolith, they are taxed beyond belief.
Yes.
So some of those things like Rep Store update and things like that, we mentioned it early on. It is something that we're definitely still thinking about. We want to make sure it comes out right. But in terms of work right now, our UI team, who would be the main folks, working on how that would look, how that would function, 100% swamped. And if we want new card rework to happen in the time frame that I told you guys earlier, then we got to buckle down on that and make that a top priority for that group. So Rep Store update, still definitely something we're thinking about and how to best implement it. And with the Mastery, I'm going to say this, with the Mastery update, this kind of gets a little bit into like, what else can I use Rep on?
Right, and like how does my progression on a hero look and stuff like that. Yeah.
And because it got called out, I'm just gonna say it right here. There was a Wukong image that was posted, and it showed a crown.
Yeah.
That crown is part of, and we'll talk a little bit more about this
As we
in the
get
future.
closer, yeah.
But that crown is part of some of the new things in the Hero Mastery update. I don't know how it snuck into that image, but it did. And you guys got a little quick teaser,
Sneak peek, yeah.
just like a sneak peek at some of the things that are coming up in the future. So that being said, we're thinking about it, we're working on it, and we're trying to give you guys more options to purchase.
See, this is what happens when we have surprise streams. You guys get like sneak peeks, like left and right. You get these like teasers.
We confirm things. Will we not be seeing chat support for players on PS4 without a keyboard in the foreseeable future? That's not an update I think I can provide for Rockstar. Sorry, man. I'm not sure if you mean like.
If you mean like a voice chat thing, that's that would be more in the line of like what we talked about before. Like just.
I mean, he says
seeing a chat support without a keyboard. So yeah, if you don't have a keyboard and you can't type in chat, we're going to work on improving the team comms to give you guys some more specific options. And like, of course, in the future, just iterating on that as we have in the past, but like really looking into those voice chat solutions for the long term. But that's still where we're at.
So, Sir Steel of Hell, Paragon, did the latest update change the draft? It says draft mainly on claiming your position. I pick Chimera. You say I'm jungler in position, but it says. Any lane.
Yeah, so that's a bug we're aware of. Yeah, that's a bug we're aware of, and we're getting a fix in for that.
If you see questions on the forums, if you see questions on Reddit, if you see questions in Discord chat, if you see questions on Twitter, if you see questions in the game, it is a known bug. Yep. We've confirmed that on Reddit and a couple of other places. It is a bug. The UI team is aware, and we'll try to work on fixing it as soon as we can. But again, a lot of things are changing, so I want to be completely upfront with folks. There are some bugs that are going to be introduced as a part of the changes that we're making to UI with cards and all these things that we simply will not fix because they will go away. They won't exist. So it's a pain point that some folks that are used to the way things may look, and these are like small minor things, guys, that you guys will notice, and we'll just confirm the bug and say, hey, that's something that won't get fixed for this update because V42 is coming out and that thing is going away. Yep. So whenever those issues come up, the UI team wants folks to know, like, hey, there's some things that we're not going to be able to address, and whenever those things pop up over the next few weeks, we'll let folks know.
Yep.
Problem we answered the rep store question. Will or could PS4 players see a better button layouts in the future, or is it more difficult to set up that way? So do you know that?
So currently what we did was for some newer players the alternate control scheme, we'd seen a lot of people like actually enjoying that a lot more coming from console to playing MOBAs, and it mapped a lot better for people.
Right.
And we're definitely looking at iterating upon that control layer to make sure it's the best possible one. But of course, a lot like Hale said, a lot of stuff is changing in the new the new updates coming in 42 and in that August timeframe. So a lot of these changes are going to be geared towards making that experience for this players more fluid. So you're able to come into the game and make sense of like how you control your character, how you control your items, and all the other aspects right off the bat. So if you haven't tried it yet, maybe try out the alternate control scheme on PS4. I have heard great things about it from some of our internal players as well. So let me know how you like that, and we'll definitely be working on that for the future.
Can you tease info about the rework card system? Nope. It's being reworked.
Nice try, though.
Again, few weeks from now, guys. Just a few weeks from now, we'll have some more info. Again, we can't really tease anything because those guys are still changing around designs.
I know you guys aren't doctors, but just a little bit of patience. A little bit of patience. Trust.
Mooney. You're killing me.
Just, dude, we're back. That's what that means.
You're killing me. Oh, God. Oh, man. Okay. Any new information on the competitive leagues? Sun Shadow 25. Is that right? Or Sir Shadow? Sir Shadow 25. So I don't know what you mean by competitive leagues. We have the exhibition event, which is coming up here soon, and teams are actively playing in the qualifiers for that event.
I think Alit actually posted some highlights from the Russian qualifiers.
Yeah,
the
cool. Eastern European qualifiers are done. They're complete, so that we have one team already that is qualified, and then we'll have the Western qualifiers. I think the finals for that is coming up here soon.
Coming soon.
If not this weekend, the next weekend after that. And then the following weekend is the North American qualifiers, which is being run by the PCL, Paragon Competitive League. And those two qualifiers will determine the teams, basically the final teams for that $15,000 exhibition event. So I can't really provide too much more information. I mean, this is going to be our first foray, the exhibition event, into competitive Paragon. But we're trying to test out rules. We want to see what flows look like. We want to see how, when we introduce new heroes, how that affects games. Obviously, they have to wait 2 weeks before new heroes introduced. But throughout that process, we have some teams that are playing on without one hero being involved in ban and pick phase, and then another hero is introduced, and then another hero is introduced. So it's been a learning experience for a lot of folks on the team, and we're seeing how people are reacting. But so far, we think things are going along pretty smoothly. Topic is back from LA. This is from Josie Riv. Are you planning on implementing a lane matchmaking system, so that you can pre-pick a lane to matchmake with?
It's like it's something I would say, like instead of team builder, it's team builder. It's like role builder in a sense, and that's something we've definitely looked at, looking at various ways that people can get into games and really just serving what purpose you're trying to get into that game for. Like if you're trying to expand what roles you play, and that's that sort of thing. That's definitely something we're looking into for the future, because really just making sure we provide the improving and iterating upon the matchmaking experience is going to be our goal. So any and all potential ways to adjust that for per player, per experience is things we're going to be looking into. So definitely.
How do you think Wukong is doing in the wild so far? Are you happy with balance, relevance? And that's J Peebs. So I mean, minus some of the performance issues, which is something that we're tackling right now. We're actively looking at performance issues around Wukong. I would say that the team is fairly.
Yeah, I think he's doing the things that we a lot of us expected him to do, where he's just very good at split pushing.
Yeah,
I've seen this rumor going around that his clones do true damage to towers or something. I don't know where that perception came from.
That's not true.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not true. Just gonna clear that up right now. It may seem like he's doing a lot of damage to take the towers down, but that's that Wukong factor where you don't really realize he's there, and he's slowly been farming up the whole game. So when you shut that Wukong down, you better make sure he stays shut down. That's one of those things that I think I see a lot of people kind of being like, oh, Wukong's just crazy later in the game, but he's definitely one of those characters where similar to the Seraph, that melee carry, where they can farm up, get into that late game stage, and especially with his passive where you can get that extra CP, that's going to be very important to keep track of as well.
Yeah. And what's interesting also about Wukong is that because he's such a good split pusher, you have to be much more conscious of where he's at on the map, and so grouping together, it can kind of be detrimental to you if you're constantly in team fights, right? And you're not paying attention to those.
If only there was a hero that had a global ultimate that could hold a lane against him. Interesting.
This guy. Xenarathus. I'm sorry if I murk your names. Every time we do these things live, I always have to apologize because some of these names just throw me off. Any chance we can have some UI changes on the deck menu, not the one during the match? The future changes to cards means it's not worth doing this. We kind of touched on that. I mean, it really just depends. This might be something that the team takes a look at after cards. Again, cards is our main top priority. Cannot stress that enough. 100% that team is dedicated to making sure cards get out and we get the system right. And when the rework comes out, it's clear, you understand it, and people feel good about the changes to that. So any other additional UI work is pretty much secondary to getting the cards out. Are you guys going to attend TwitchCon? That's from Ash Ketchum. Catch up. Yes, Ash Ketchum.
Ash Ketchum, dude.
Yes, we will. We will be at TwitchCon. All right, let's jump down to some of the recent ones, and we'll go another maybe 5 minutes on questions. Because we try to keep these around 30 minutes. This is from Africa. Will future heroes have similar mechanics to Sev's soul stacks? I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah,
That's like a
like that.
Cam
Yeah, and that
question.
and that and that's the thing. Like I think what Cam would say, and especially with some of the other questions about like, oh, we're gonna get a
Probably say
jungler.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, and yeah, that's completely a possibility. Whether it happens now or 2072, but that's like
27.
like we're always gonna be looking at ways to fill out that roster and like align with a lot of the things Cam has been talking about with that hero creation pipeline.
Uh,
Are you guys going to PAX West?
he might. You might see Mooney at PAX.
You might see me at PAX. I don't know. Maybe I show up there. Maybe I'm just rolling around.
Maybe. Patrol Strain, why don't you guys allow controller mapping to be customizable in menu? I don't think what people realize is, and we've asked this question a
Yeah.
lot, is when you remap controller config, sometimes it inadvertently breaks other things.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful about what you can and will allow players to use, because
There's
you
also
have
a lot of
things
buttons
like,
that fit on that too.
right, like
Yeah.
they have multi-button with like the PlayStation Home,
Yeah.
or if you were playing on PC and you plugged up an Xbox
Right.
controller, they have the guide button.
And there's
right?
touch versus hold
Touch
versus other
hold.
states.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of nuance in being able to do that. But it's certainly something that a discussion that the team here has a lot. But it's not that we don't want to. It's just things that are kind of on the list of like, how can we do this in the best
Is
way
this
possible?
a thing we can do? Let's look at that. Yeah.
Are you making actual jungle cards? There's a lot of cards, a lot of new cards in the card rework system. So you'll see.
In the new
we've been,
card system, there are cards that do things.
yes.
So
And we've seen for the last two major updates. So 38.3 was the first one, year
Right.
one.
Yep.
And then Age of Intellect was the next one. We've introduced new cards with completely new things. So the simple answer to the question is sure, yes. I think that is most obvious considering what we've done in those two updates, and this new one is a complete change to the card system in general. So yes.
I mean, I was doing some work with my scythe yesterday as Grux on the Play with Community stream. I don't know if you guys saw that. I checked.
Oh, you were rolling with the scythe?
Yeah, dude, it was good. I was like
Okay.
just out here, just Gruxing people.
Lazarus for me. Any comments on the stair jump bug? It's been around for a while. That's like a collision thing, right?
Yeah, if you run into that and you can if you're running into it consistently or seeing it a lot, definitely take screenshots. I made that
Or
post
video?
Screenshots, video. You can send your client logs to us. There's a ton of stuff you can do to help us out with that information. So if you haven't seen it, maybe check out. I made a bug post 2 weeks back for our weekly narrative. And if you want to check that out on Reddit, it'll give you some some guidelines on how to submit bugs to us to more efficiently get us in that information. Also on the forums, sticky down there. So.
Yep. And with collision, anytime you guys run into that, we mentioned that when we did the first pass, when we included the new grass,
Yep.
And some,
jungle, yeah.
additional changes to the jungle. If you guys find issues with collision, bugs, send them to us. We'll take a look at them. Some of those things will get addressed either when Monolith is fully arted, and if we miss something, then we'll come back and address it. But yes, those are things that we're trying to fix as well. Let's see here. Any more that we can get in like a minute? Any plans on adding training mode for testing heroes and builds? That's a great question. Can't answer that off the bat because we don't know the answer to that. But we can say that we're always working on new modes.
Yeah, just
and trying to make the experience better.
for sure.
Are affinities going away with the new card rework? No. Is there a set date for the Iggy rework? Tentative. We'll see.
Yeah.
I can't make any promises on stream because it's still a little ways out. But testing is going well. He's doubling down on the turret hero that he is.
Yep.
There are some changes to those turrets that I think people will like. Yeah, it's coming along. Gunner Optic question, can you allow us to organize the cards the way we want? Example, say plays throw away cards first. That's a UI question.
Yeah.
Again, Potentially, you know, it'll be something that we could bring to the the UI team to see if it would be possible.
Yeah, doability and stuff.
Is the cast going to be all humanoid? What does that mean?
I mean, Rampage. I don't think Rampage is humanoid.
Neither is Iggy.
They're kind of, yeah. I mean, like they're kind of humanoid in the sense that they're like anthropomorphic, but they're like still not humans.
Well, Scorch isn't a human.
Yeah,
at
Scorch
all.
isn't a human at all. Yeah, so you get Scorch. There's your boy.
So the answer to that question is, I mean, the cast already
Is
isn't.
not.
So no.
We will continue to not maybe make humanoid or non-humanoid.
I think the big thing here with questions like that, especially considering, you know, you have at one point in time there was questions around male versus female heroes,
that's
right?
true.
We had a string of heroes back when like Narbash, I think right before Lieutenant Bellica.
Yep.
Actually, it might have been before Faye. So it was like 5 heroes in a row that were male. Then we released Faye. Then it was Narbash. Then it was Bellica. And then we went on a string of a lot of female heroes. And we went on a string of, man, there's no support hero.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, guys, every 3 weeks there's going to be
the
a
roster's
new
always gonna be
type
changing,
of hero.
growing.
We're moving at a rapid pace. When you look at some of the other genres out there, or some of the other MOBAs out there, they're on hero like 150, right? And we're on 32, 33.
Yeah.
So I mean, we still got a long way to go.
Doing some catch up.
I mean, you look at that list of heroes, and there's a lot of possibility space for what we could and will and can introduce in the future. And some of it is a tech thing, right?
Yeah.
Like making a spider hero, or a hero that you've never seen, or that doesn't have legs, or that fly. I don't know.
Yeah.
All these things are like tech challenges, and
we
so
get
it's like
through,
new tech that we
learn
have to
for that.
introduce
Yep.
for the game. So, you know, I think that over time you will continue to see heroes every 3 weeks that change up the game and offer something unique and different. So expect something different every 3 weeks with heroes. Some of them will be humanoid, some of them won't. Some of them will be casters. Some of them will be, I don't know, carries. Some of them will be supports. All
anywhere
types
across
of
the roster, diversity. Like
some of them will be Mooney.
Yeah, some of them just randomly.
Let's see here. Server South America, Twin Blast, there's actually a big thread on the forums talking about South America where I dive deep into the challenges around South American servers. You should check out that thread over on the forums. I think it's in Gym discussion. Currently, the game is not fully launched. It's not fully released. We have players that play all over the world, not just in South America. It's in Africa and Asia. And other places of the world. You know, you look at the far east of Europe. Some of the what do you want to call them? The Hawaii and Samoa,
specifically like the oceanic.
Yeah, some
areas,
of those areas. You look, we have players all over the world.
Yep.
You know, I think that we're trying to move at a pace that makes sense for us when it comes to introducing new servers. It's certainly something that we're thinking about, but we want to do it at the right time and the right place. And again, the game is not fully launched and supported yet. We don't have community members that speak all languages when it comes to our staff. We don't have customer or player support in all languages. So some of those things are part of process that go along with that, in addition to whether or not a region is the best for us to introduce a new server. So very, very in-depth thread over on the forums if you want to check that out. When can we buy some epic loot like the awesome caps you guys were giving out at E3? Also, can we have a witty Cameron quote from either of you to make up for him being AWOL today?
I had a great pun with the patience thing, and then we talked about frosting earlier. I feel like those two are pretty good. And this, I really want it to be organic.
We can't just come up
I'm not
on
just
the
came up
spot.
with those Cam anecdotes are. When you see the wheels turning in his head, that's half the satisfaction. And when that comes out, you're just like, you let this happen organically, it'll happen. It'll be beautiful. There's the hat.
There's
check
the
it out.
hat. Caps. Again, Paragon Plays is where we're going to try to get some of them out. I think that. I mean, we do have a merch store.
Yeah.
There are plans to put more things in the
Yep.
merch store. I don't have a timeline for when things will be added, but the caps are certainly something that, it seems like a lot of people like it, and it's certainly something that we think would be a great candidate for the merch store. But I don't have a date for you, but you can get it. You have a chance to win it. Paragon Plays next hero.
Make some plays.
Make some plays. All right, let's try to find one more question, and then we will head off for the day. All right, I'm looking. Mooney, you got this question. Try to choose the hardest one possible. Okay, let's see. Where's Grandma Grux? We need. No. When are you guys gonna nerf phase?
Are you guys planning on doing anything about that?
Smurfing and boosting. Those are all good questions. All right.
Yeah.
You wanna just do like a mad minute?
Yeah, we can just
When
just
are you
like
guys gonna nerf phase? So there will be hero rework changes, not rework changes. There will be hero balance changes
coming
in 41.
41. Yeah. So
Um,
and I know somebody asked previously, like waiting the time period. We talked about our cadence for really wanting to understand these changes in
Yeah.
the live environment, and that's one thing. Like we, like Cam's talked about it before. We've talked about it on the stream before. Really understanding that once we push out these changes, seeing how they work and how they pan out, like turning around over like a week or 2 weeks, you're not able to really see the impact of that
Yeah.
kind of shatter out through the community because you have that initial hero drop or whatever, and you have like a proverbial earthquake where a lot of people start shaking things up with that hero, and then afterwards you get the aftershocks, and that's where really you get the information that's important.
I see what you did.
Yeah.
You tried to answer that person's I see what you did.
Yeah, there you go.
Aftershocks,
Yeah.
earthquake.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And you always got to read into that. That's where you get the true information. True data.
You know, and I think this is a tough thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
when we were doing the faster updates, we had community members that were providing constructive feedback saying, hey, the balance changes that you guys are doing right now are not enough.
Yeah.
Then we go, okay, and some of those guys were like, maybe you guys should slow down so we get
Make some
bigger,
more
more meaningful
meaningful ones,
changes.
yeah.
Then we do the slower, more meaningful changes, and then we get feedback that's like, hey guys, we need changes right now. This is taking too long, and so it's really a balancing act.
Well, yeah, it is. It is.
It's really a balancing act, trying to get it right. But currently, again, we're on a 9-week cadence for major balance passes, and we'll have more information on when the next one will come here very soon.
And I mean, I challenge you guys. I mean, the potential is in your hands. Like, if you see a strategy being particularly good or excelling, and you have an idea of how to stop it or do some work against it, like Wukong split pushing. Can you think of any ways to try and deal with that? Make a post, talk about it, get in there, discuss with people. Like, it's our new player narrative this week. Help educate these newer players on why they may not have to feel completely overpowered. Like, oh, everybody's saying this hero is too good. There's no way I could deal with this.
Yeah.
Maybe share your strategy. Like, maybe you figured out something that other people haven't.
I've been trying to do that, Mooney.
There you go. Yeah, no, Kale's out
Showed
here
off
doing
some
it.
Seraph stuff, man. I've been trying.
There you go. No, man, you keep it
Give me
up.
a break.
These guys out here.
What was the other question? There was another question that we had that was right. Oh, smurfing and boosting.
Yeah, so I mean, we're aware people are like, obviously they'll get to that point and they'll make an secondary account for maybe some reasons. The real thing at this point is like once we get over that like the more we get in these progression systems and get a lot more of these systems in place, you're not going to want to do that because you're going to be wanting to grind into your account, earn some of those longer term rewards and really just dig into that system. More information will be coming on that in the coming weeks, but it's not gonna be as attractive to a lot of people to smurf, and I think that's what the truth will be.
All right, let me look for one more, and then we're gonna call it. I don't see anything else. We need some more cowbell.
Got it. I'll work on that.
If only I had a cowbell, I could do my Will Ferrell. Thoughts on support strength and current meta? Will they be touched in V41 balances? That's more of a question. Again, we're going to continue to balance. We're always going to be balancing heroes and different class archetypes. Time frame for ranked? No, we don't have a time. Not a time frame that I could provide for you there. What do I think about Mooney's fade?
Yeah, do this.
On point.
My boy Rich hooking it up with the fade, dude. Richard Mathis, Solar Salons. Check him out. Shout out to Rich.
When will hero mirroring end? That's a good question. All right, we'll end on that one.
Yeah.
So this goes into a number of things. One of them is competitive playlist. So right now we have an unranked PvP playlist, which is
For
serving
everyone. Yeah.
right for everyone, which is serving a purpose for players that are playing on the high end that want that super competitive experience, and those are the guys that are continually ask for ranked. And then we have another group that wants to just play, have fun.
Yep.
Unfortunately, our current system right now is, again, trying to do it all in one playlist. Over time, you will see more playlists added where mirrors, for example, something that's like a competitive feature, will go away.
Yeah.
If you want to partake in where environment where mirrors are not a thing, there's currently within the community at PCL tournaments. You have some European tournaments.
You can even set up your own with like
you
the
can set up
key.
your own.
Yep.
And those are the places right now that we're seeing players embrace the non-mirror match type of setting. And through our official rules for those competitive leagues, those sanctioned tournaments that decide to do those, they also don't allow for mirror matching. But when we have a competitive playlist, which is contingent on new matchmaking, new card rework system, a lot of contingencies that will get us there, then you'll start to see more of the competitive features that
the curated play experience that you probably are looking for, but right now you're kind of just we're all in this one space.
So with that, folks, I hope that we could answer as many questions as possible. I know there's a lot coming in. So sorry if we couldn't get all the questions, but definitely want to try to sprinkle those in throughout today. Again, Paragon plays, guys. Next hero,
that thing.
Chance to win a hat, snapback. Typically, we do the T-shirts. For the next hero, we're going to do the snapbacks. We gave Mooney a mouse pad.
That was great, dude. I got a mouse pad now. Where are you guys at?
Mooney got a mouse pad.
Maybe you need to make some plays. Get a hat.
What else? We're going to try to do skin creation for one of the community corners. I know that was a big thread over on Reddit. Folks kind of talking about that. So we're going to try to talk about that. V41, we mentioned that will have some more hero balance changes. So that will be 40.5 is Tuesday, the week after that. And then in about 3 weeks, we will start talking about the big, huge update with the card rework, Monolith being fully arted, and all of those things that are coming in the next major update. So all of those things are right around the corner at this point in time. If you're going to VidCon, I will be there next week. So whoever's there, hit me up if you're in the Anaheim area. Try to do some meetups and give out some more cool Paragon swag. But that's pretty much it. That's today's show.
Yeah.
45 minutes. We went even longer than we said we were going to go.
Yeah, because we're hanging out with you guys.
Hanging out.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep. So hope you guys enjoyed it today, and we will see you guys next time.